let's talk about the MCP AI, right? So today I'm going to show you something very important when building AI application. So let's say what happens if your AI can access your database and someone asks, what is Parveen's salary? The question is, should the AI return it or not, right? What if the users is not authorized, right? So in this video I will show how to implement role-based security in MCP AI, right, using C# and .NET. So sensitive data, sensitive columns like salary, credit card information, all those data stay protected. Okay, so in the previous video, if you have not watched this video, go and watch this first, and then you can come to this, so that will make totally sense what I'm talking, what we are building. Okay, so this is part 2 of the first video. Okay, in the previous video we built an AI SQL assistant where users can questions like show the average salary, list employee in IT department, and then AI automatically generate SQL query and fetch the result from database. But over here we will implement role based. So maybe when there is a role like HR or admin, when they try to ask the question from the AI SQL assistant, that should do the job, that should return the the salary. But if someone, let's say I'm Parveen, right, and I wanted to get the details of some other person like Vikas, I should not get that. I should receive some sort of error. Okay, so let's go into the code and see how we can implement that part. All right, so here we are in the Visual Studio, and let's look how we can implement the role base, the security in the MCP AI solution. Okay, so what we have done this time, if you look at this time, we have one more service addition to Olama, schema service, and SQL service, right? So which is authorization service. So if you look at authorization service, what I have built here, so I'm saying can access salary, right? So where I'm accepting username and the requested username. So username is the current username, the current user who is logged into the system and trying to get the information, and requested username for whom that user wanted to request that information, right? So what I'm saying, get these two parameters. Okay, and over here I'm saying these are the allowed users, where admin, HR manager. If there are more role I wanted to allow, let's say CEO, CFO, or maybe some other role, I can keep adding over here. And then I'm putting a condition if saying if allowed user dot contains username, that means if this username, which is logged in username, is coming that matching with the admin or HR manager, then this is allowed. Or if the username is same as the requested username, that means let's say Parveen, who is logged in, Parveen is asking salary for himself like Parveen, yeah. So if they both are same, then even that allow, right? Otherwise don't allow or return false. So it's a very pretty simple and straight method, no complexity. So that says can access salary or not, right? So what we are trying to do, so only Parveen should be able to access Parveen's salary, or Vikas should be able to access Vikas' salary, and admin and HR manager can able to access everyone's salary, right? So that is the whole thing. So this is one method, the authorization service we have built. Now if I go to Solution Explorer, we have built few more helper over here. So if you see sensitive data policy, right? So what it does, in the sensitive data policy, we have put a column named salary. Okay, so if I go to the database, let me bring that screen over here. So I have a column called salary, which is my sensitive column. So I have put over here, if tomorrow, let's say there's a one more column, let's say credit card, yeah, or your maybe bank account number. So any sort of those things which is sensitive, I will register that column over here. Okay, so this particular helper will tell me the query that AI generate, is that for sensitive column or not. If there is a sensitive column, I will apply some rule. If not, then I will apply different rule. Okay, so this is again a pretty straightforward method. So whatever column that is sensitive in your database, start registering over here. Okay, so we are going with just a salary column. Now that was one helper. Now if you look at, there is a one more under security folder, I put one more helper, which is SQL security validator. This is data policy. Now this is SQL security validator. So what I'm doing here, so over here, so this except the SQL query, right? So it is saying if you see, look at the method name contains sensitive column or not. Yeah. So that the this one was just registering the column name, sensitive column name, and this method will actually help that the query that AI has generated, does it have the sensitive information or not? Yeah. If it has a sensitive information, then it will return true. If not, then it will return false, and that's it. Okay. Now let's go to the other, which should be your SQL extractor. Yeah. So what it does now, maybe at this stage it may confuse you, but when I will go for the AI controller, all these things will make sense. So right now I'm just trying to make you understand what are the classes that I have introduced to make it role based. So I've introduced under the security these two classes. One is sensitive data policy, right, just to register the sensitive column name. SQL security validator, that will tell that if this query have the AI generated query have the sensitive column name or not, right? And then we have SQL extractor. So SQL extractor will do what it will do, whatever query that AI has generated, it will fetch the name for whom we are requesting. Let's say I'm saying select star from table person where name is Parveen. Okay, so let's say this is the query that my AI has generated. Now what it will do, this method, that's fine, syntax is wrong. What it will do when, let's say, SQL has generated this query, when SQL has generated this query, so this one, it will come to here, and this method with the help of regex, it will identify the name, which is this thing, that the name is Parveen. Okay, and then there is a further logic based on the name that it identify who has requested and for whom it is requesting, right? So SQL extractor. Now, and there was one more that we already talked, which was, I guess, under the service authorization service, right? Now let's go to the main implementation part. These are all the business logic, that the helping classes that we require to implement the authorization base. Now if I go to AI controller, here the whole story starts. So I have this authorization service here. Before I had these three classes, Olama, SQL and Schema. Now I have this authorization service, and this authorization service I have put a dependency injection in the program.class, and you can easily get all these code on the my GitHub account, so which is here, if you see, right? And that link is the link will be put in the description box. You can copy from there as well. Okay, so let's close my program.cs file, and this authorization service also injected as a part of the constructor. Right now all these things are same. Okay, so if you have watched the first video, you already know what is it, right? Now come to here now. So we will go for this is fine, this is same, this is also same. Okay, now here you go. We are extracting the person name, the same example we just talked, that here SQL query, we have generated a SQL query from the AI that is passed to the extract name from query, yeah, which is over here, you see, with the help of regex, and it returns a name, okay, for Parveen or Vikas, whatever the name is, that is a requested person. That is how we identify that this query is made for this person. Okay, now the condition, this condition is important for whole this to make it role based. So we are saying SQL security validator dot contains sensitive column or not. So the query, the AI query, we are passing it to this method, which is our SQL security validator dot contains sensitive column, if you remember, right? So which is checking sensitive column based on this sensitive column, that static that we have built, right? So it is checking if it has any sensitive column or not. Let's say if it has any sensitive column, it will come to this point inside this, right? And will check, can this user request.user token, that means the logged in user, can access the salary for this person or not, right? Which is the name that we have extracted. If yes, let's say it will go to this method. will apply some rules, this business logic, and if it is true, yes, it says that yeah, Praveen is accessing salary for Praveen, then it will say okay, this is fine, skip this rule, and execute the SQL part. If it says no, Praveen cannot access salary for Vikas, then it will say you are not authorized to access other salary information. Or if it is HR or admin, right? The user token is for HR or admin, and they can access salary for any other person, right? Then it will go here and execute. Okay, now let's go and try to execute this one. So I already this in a running mode. I will go to my postman. Here you go. So if you look at this, one more thing, okay, before this. So last time we had just one parameter. If I go to my Visual Studio in the AI request, which was this time I have added one more parameter, which is user token. Okay, so in the real life it will be actually the token. It could be JWT token or any other token, but just to understand the concept, what I have done here, I have introduced user token and I'm passing just a name. Otherwise we have to apply more logics to extract the name from the JWT token, right? All those things. So what I'm doing here, I'm passing a plain text so we can just focus on the concept. And then I'm what user prompt, what user is looking for. Let's say this is Praveen, right? User token is Praveen. That means Praveen is looking for informations, Praveen's salary. Okay, but this time let's say Praveen is looking for Vikas salary. So if I go to the database and let's say this one. So Praveen, this user is looking for this person's salary, right? Which is 500. Now if I hit this, send, let's go to Visual Studio and I should have my breakpoint here. Here you go, right? So in the request, you will see I have a user token, which is Praveen, that is logged in user, and question, provide me Vikas salary. So let's go there. Further, you will have something called over here. Here you say you're not authorized, right? So that is what the role base. Now let's see. Praveen, can Praveen access Praveen's salary or not, right? So if I go for this now and execute this, let's wait for our, this one to execute it. So, okay, here you go. So let's look at the, what, AI has prepared, what AI has prepared from our prompt. So if we look at, it is saying select salary from table person where name is Praveen. Okay. And now let's try to get, who has requested and for whom it is requesting, right? So requested person is Praveen, right? And who is requesting this? Let's look at the request. User token is also for Praveen. I think that should be fine now. Yeah. So it is saying, does it contain sensitive information or not? Okay, let's go there. Yes, it has contained because it has a salary column, right, in it. Now, can Praveen access Praveen's salary? I think yes, this time yes, right? Here you go. So it is just out of this statement. Now it will try to execute the SQL statement that Praveen can execute Praveen's salary, right? Now let's wait for our, this whole system to get the response back. Okay, so it has executed. Now if I go to the postman, here you go. So you see, this is the response from the AI. The result shows that Praveen's salary is 300. If I go to the database, Praveen's salary is 300, which is totally true, right? And think of it like, all these things, these are nothing in the database, but still we have this response. Think of it like a report card. The database is like a teacher who give you information about someone's salary. In this case, the teacher is saying, hey, Praveen's salary is 300, right? So this is fine. This is what, AI using its own intelligence to send the result back, but we can, tweak this AI, what sort of information we are looking for, right? Over here in the prompt, that you're already aware, right? So that is the thing. Now even the same thing, if HR or admin try to access that, right, this request for then it will still give the response. I think we don't need to look for that. There is already a business logic for that, right, where we are looking for authorization service. Even if HR manager or admin, then still it will access for the salary to go back to the user, right? So we don't need to check that part, right? Okay, so that means this is how you can implement a role based in your MCP AI. You can force your AI to AI will do its job because it has a requested, user has requested for some specific question. It will go to the database and it will try to make a query. But using this approach, you can force your system, you can implement the role based that certain columns are sensitive, yeah, And if for that particular thing that user is allowed to you do this or do that on that column, you can implement that role specific information. Okay, so that's all for today video. If you are more interested in the AI stuff, please don't forget to subscribe this so I can make more AI related videos. Okay, that's all for today video. I will see you in the next video.